So today we learned about chapter 5, which is about JavaScript in HTML. So I just summarized the entire chapter and I'm basically going to summarize and explain what the chapter is about, and then I'm going to explain the code. So JavaScript with JavaScript in HTML, it explains how JavaScript can be used to interact with and modify the content of HTML web pages. So the first thing we learned was understanding HTML. The chapter starts with an introduction to HTML, the language used to create web pages. It explains basic structure of an HTML element, including elements like headings, paragraphs, and lists. Then we've got accessing HTML elements with JavaScript. It shows how to use JavaScript to access and manipulate HTML elements. This includes selecting elements by the ID or class and changing their content, attributes, or styles. And then we've got event handling. This chapter also covers how to handle users' interactions such as clicks or key presses using JavaScript. It explains how to add event listeners to HTML elements and execute JavaScript code in response to these events. Then we've got dynamic content. It demonstrates how to create dynamic web pages that update in real time based on user input or other events. This includes tasks like displaying alerts, updating text, and creating interactive forms. And then we're going to create our own list and how to create a button. So I'm going to explain the code because I basically summarized the chapter now. So when we go over to VS Code, I'm going to explain my index and then my main.js, and then I'm going to show you how the code works. So in line 12, we've got h1 ID, my name, created as so, and then our opening and closing tags with h1. So this header element with the ID, my name, displays created as so, and then we've got line 13 with this is my main. So this is a paragraph element containing the text. This is my main web page with the word web page emphasized using the em tag, and then we've got over here H2 my hobbies, which is just our second heading that's going to say my hobbies. And then we've got the OL, which stands for ordered list. And basically what this function does is it's a tag used to define an ordered list. So over here where we can see LIID, first thing, second thing, third thing, so which I have is music, walking, cooking, so that is my ordered list. And I'm just going to explain what those codes are. So over here we've got LIID, first thing, music, and then we've got our closing tags with LI. So this is a list of an item within the order list with the ID for which is the first thing, displaying the text music. And there goes. So the second one and the third one as well. And then we've got our OL with our closing tags, and then we've got button ID. Sorry, this is change list. So over here we've got button ID win. So that creates our button, and when we tap on our button, we want in it must say change list, so we can just rewrite the code over and over again. And then I'm going to explain the main JS. So when we look at line 1, 2, and 3, there's a variable that declares item 1, 2, 3. No, we've got a variable name item 123. So this variable will be used to store our information that we are going to type out. And then we've got document.getElement by ID, my name, inner HTML, hello, I'm Teresa. So over there, users get element by ID to access the HTML element with the ID my name, and then this sets the inner HTML content of the element to say hello, I'm Kaylee Rousseau in the web page. And then we've got document.getElement by ID change list over here, line 5. And basically there this uses the get element by ID to access the HTML element with the ID change list, and also assigns the new list function to the on-click event of this element, meaning the function will be called when the element is clicked. And then we've got function new list. So this starts the definition with new list function. The function will be called when the element with the ID change list is clicked. And then we've got item 1, 2, and 3 with prompt enter a new first thing and enter new second thing and enter new third thing. So basically this prompts the users enter a new value for item 1, 2, and 3 and stores the information of the variable in each item. And then we've got update list at the end. So basically the update list function is to update the content of the HTML elements with the new values entered in by the user. And then we've got function update list. This starts the definition of the update list function. The function updates the HTML element with new values stored in item 1, 2, and 3. And then we've got document. Okay, we've got these documents and I'm going to explain it. So thus users get element by ID to access the HTML element with the ID first thing. And then it sets the inner HTML content of this element to the value of item 1, 2, and 3. So I'm going to open this and show you how the code works. So over here we can see, hello, I'm Katie Russell. This is my main web page. Here's my hobby. So when I click here, I can type in different things to change my list. So when I type reading, driving, and talking, that will change the list. And then when I press refresh, the list will go back to the way it was before. And that is it for chapter 5.